Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Shehnur Qureshi. Today, I will be talking to you about the role of the family in the Arab world. I want to begin by saying that the people of the Arab world are far less individualistic than those in the Western world. In this way, society shows a high degree of collectivism, or the idea that identity is tied to a group of people and not to one individual person. Instead of striving to make differences among themselves, individuals may choose to identify themselves through which country they come from or which tribe they are from if they are Bedouin. Most importantly, they tie themselves to their families and to their surname. In addition, respect of the family is cared for by all members and is a highly important concept in the society. Children show respect, or ihtiram in Arabic, by showing deference to the decisions of elders. Additionally, they value their parents by taking care to not allow for gossip about the family within society. It is highly important that respect is shown not only within the family, but also to the family by others. This ties in to the idea of protection of honor, specifically the honor of the family, or even more specifically, the honor of the father. As I said before, respect and family honor are given high importance. This means that all members will do their very best so as not to bring dishonor or shame to their father's name. This culture of shame avoidance is highly prevalent in the Arab world, as respect is prized above any material possession. More so than money, a family's reputation is valued within society and can go on to affect major aspects of its members' lives, such as who they can marry their children to. Due to this, each member of the family will do his or her best to avoid any action that will allow tongues to wag about their family, or in layman's term, to allow people to talk about them, because once this respect is lost, it is difficult to regain. This is especially true for women, fortunately or unfortunately, who are seen as the protectors of their family's respect. Their actions come under special scrutiny, and it is due to this reality that they are sometimes targeted for things such as honor killings, because their independent actions are seen to have caused dishonor and brought shame upon the family's name and reputation. For this reason, women and their actions are highly scrutinized, such as when they leave the house, they must sometimes have someone going with them, and they cannot meet with men who are not in their mahram, or people such as their father, or brother, or son, without the presence of a third person. I want to get into the specifics of gender roles within the family of the Arab world. Gender roles are pretty defined in the Arab world compared to the Western world. In the pre-Islamic days, and in the modern world, men and Arab men are expected to fulfill the role of the provider. This covers his wife, children, and any elders he is traditionally obligated to care for, such as parents or even grandparents. The husband is unquestionably the head of the Arab household, though he may choose not to interfere in certain household matters and decisions. All major decisions are made final by his choice. So the wife may choose to make a decision, and the husband may choose not to interfere, but if he disagrees with her and tells her that things will be a certain way, in most cases he will make the final decision. This includes matters of finance, travel, and the freedom his other family members may or may not enjoy. Specifically, this can mean how often wives can leave the household, or if you're in a country such as Saudi Arabia, where Wahhabism is prevalent, and there are even more restrictions on women. Women are restricted from traveling outside of the country without the signature of the male household members and the heads of their household, though this is not true for most Arab countries, and it is a misconception that Arab men are authoritative to a great degree over their women. The husband usually has more authority than his wife, and she usually shows deference for his decision in most cases and in most families, although this is changing as women and men are both gaining higher education within the Arab world. Next, I would like to discuss the role of the mother within the Arab family. First and foremost, the mother, or the woman, once she becomes a mother, is the spiritual head of the household. This is prescribed by Arab tradition and Islamic tradition, and is followed in the practices of modern Arab families. Her primary responsibility within the family is to take care of the household and the children. Up until recently, women did not leave the home to earn a living. However, as education has increased in the Arab world, more women are gaining the freedom to earn money as well, in most families. I would like to mention once again that usually women are deferential in their husband's decisions, although in more educated families, she takes a more equal role in the planning and execution of all decisions for the benefit of the family. Still, their primary role is that of mother and homemaker, and if the husband's elderly parents are living in the home, it is the wife's responsibility to take care of them and make them comfortable. This is also the case if her own parents are staying in the household, although this is not as common among Arabs, because usually in joint family systems, either the husband, the wife, and the children are living in the parents' home, or the husband's parents are living in the son's home. Next, I would like to discuss the role of elders. Elders are highly prized in the Arab world, much more so than in the Western world. This is due to the fact that they are seen as vessels of wisdom. In addition, they may be more religious or spiritual as they age, and so they provide religious guidance and advice to other members of the family. Arab culture has a long-running oral tradition in which the stories of the past are passed down to future generations through word of mouth. Even today, elders will tell the stories of ancestors and the Prophet's Sahaba, or followers, to children so as to educate them about their roots. Older women can exert great influence over the running of the household, even in the home of their daughter-in-law, and especially if their son is living in a joint family system, which is common, or he is living with his parents, specifically. Older men will continue to give opinions on family decisions and will many times still make the final decisions in important matters even in their adult children's lives. This is dependent on how traditional the family considers itself. Next, I would like to discuss the role of children. There are some distinctions to be made between the role of male children and female children. Specifically, I would like to say that female children are expected to help in household chores, because when they grow older, they are expected to be the head of the household, such as they take care of all household responsibilities and take care of the children. So they are seen as being trained for this future responsibility. All children are expected to follow the instructions of their parents or elders without rebellion. This idea of teenage rebellion is far less tolerated within the Arab world than it is within the Western world. Most importantly, Arab children are made to respect their mother above anyone else. It is a beautiful Islamic saying that heaven is at the feet of the mother. Or, if you prize your mother, surely you will gain entrance into heaven in the next life. I would like to discuss polygamy shortly. Polygamy is allowed in certain circumstances, such as war, if there is a shortage of men, or if there is a high concentration of women within an area and they cannot all find husbands, and if there is difficulty in conception. So if a husband and wife are married and she cannot have a child, then the husband is allowed to marry once again in order to produce a child. Men can take up to 4 wives at one time. However, women cannot have multiple husbands. This can be for multiple reasons, although one common reason given is that it is difficult to determine paternity if a woman has multiple husbands. So this is unacceptable within Islamic and Arab culture. A big theme within the Arab world is justice for crimes against the family. The Bedouin code talks about fakhr and ittizaz, or honor. Family demands money for murder. This is highly common. They can demand something called blood money in order to take care of the crime of murder against one of their members. The family can also demand equal punishment for crime. So if someone kills one of their family members, they can, within Bedouin culture, go and kill that person, and this is lawful. The idea of vengeance is highly important. It goes back to the idea of protecting the family's honor. Family is first and foremost within Arab culture, and vengeance is an important part of this tradition. Usually in rural areas, Bedouin code is still important. However, in more educated and urban areas, course will still take precedence. Finally, I would like to clear some misconceptions. First, Islam places equal value in births of males and females. In fact, when it was introduced, it was highly liberating for women within Arabia. Second, it is not accepted that men beat their wives. Though women may be deferential to men, they are still considered equal within the eyes of God and within the Arab world. Third, marriage of children cannot be forced, although the family usually arranges marriages of its children. Thank you for listening to my presentation about the Arab family.